busy builder said booyah. Stream Elements said the busy builder is now live. Streaming miniatures.
Hello. I know, it's not a half track. It's a half pint. It's a wide loaf. Yeah. Before I even start, you're the center of attention already. I know. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Can I start? Hmm? You little pain in the butt, cat. There's a box for you. Allie. Allie, come on. Good girl. There you go. There's a box for you. A musty, old, moldy box. Yeah. To be honest, the box does smell pretty musty. So I'm just checking out the tensioner here and seeing what all that entails, because that's quite a bit of crap. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. So yeah, these tracks are going to be fun. I think I'll be able to do it though. Let's get everything opened up and ready to go. I know I probably could have done a review video on this. I didn't feel like it. One of the rocket mortar sprues. We're going to leave everything in there for now until we need it. And we're probably not using anything from that one. That's the yeah, that's the Pack 36. Yeah, I don't think we're even going to touch that one. Keeping it aside just in case. Because if I make the Pack 36 option, I can't do the rocket launchers. I'm just trying to get everything open so we can start building. It doesn't help the thickness here has taken over our overflow box, but she needs it or else she'll be in my face. Yeah. Hi, girl. Clear plastic will keep closed until we need it as well. We're going to need some of this outright, so those two I know I'll need. These are just wheels and tracks. Nothing from this one yet. Lower hull. It's parts heavy, but I have a feeling this is going to go by quick. That's the actual frames for the rocket launchers. Driver's seats, might need those sooner than later. Excuse me again. I took my time getting started today. So we got our rocket parts. Don't need those just yet. The frames for launching said rocket parts. More rocket parts. Okay, we'll need these tracks and wheels, not just yet. They actually have you doing the tracks pretty late in the assembly on this, which is actually kind of a good thing. So, yeah, we got upper, lower hull, bench seats, and associated parts for that. So how is everybody's weekend? I hope your weeks are getting off to a good start at least. Just checking out a couple things real quick before we dig in. Just a moment. Okay. Just wanted to see what was going on some things. All right. So get the super glue out of the way for the moment. Checking this for burr marks from where it's molded. Right there. Oh wow, that's kind of warped. I had not anticipated that. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll tack it with some glue, get it started. Then we'll get our wonderful swapped around clothes pegs and clamp it in place. Probably need at least 4. Because, yeah. But given that this thing probably sat in somebody's attic, especially from the musty smell it's got, yeah. The only thing worse than that musty mold smell is smoke smell. Like old grandpa smoked 30 cigars a day. You know, it turned the decals yellow inside the box. Kind of musty cigar smoke smell. I think I should just be able to clamp it right here in the middle. Maybe. Let's try one there. And one there. And we'll put a little more glue right on these points. Alright, we'll let that sit. Meanwhile, we'll glue together some fuel tanks and gearboxes. I need C sprue. There's B. A. Okay, it's this one. They go through all the effort of giving you, like, fuel tanks and stuff that are covered over by the floorboards, when they could have given us an engine, because that's just a gearbox. They could have given us English work poorly. They could have given us an engine, because you can make the engine bay open. Hopefully this one does well. I still don't know what I'm going to do for, like, display purposes. Again, I want a small base. Nothing action-y. The figures I did find that I like, the seller on Amazon's actually fucked me over in the past, so I'm not buying them. I'll have to see if I can find them on eBay. Again, I don't recall if you're going to see any of this. I don't think you will, because it's all under the floorboards. Let me see something. Because if it doesn't have any actual, like, structural necessity, I'm probably not going to waste time on it now that I think about it. Let me look ahead. Yeah, you ain't going to see shit. Sealed box. Look it. Not wasting time. It's one thing I remember when I first built it. I went through all that. I'm like, why did I do that? Okay. So yeah. Yeah, none of that's necessary. And even if I was going to do something like the floor panels removed, I'd need to replace them with photo etch or thin sheet styrene anyway, because look how thick that is.
George Davis 7629
Nope.
asks, will anyone see it?
Nope, and I'll show you. Because here's your lower hull. Here's your floor pan. I can't put it on fully because of the close pegs. But they've got like the fuel tank, gearbox, battery, and all this other crap. I don't see a hole big enough to even show any of it, so nope. Not gonna worry. Like I said, the first time I built this, I kind of had that feeling. I'm like, wait a minute. Now if I can just keep from dropping shit every 5 seconds. And another thing I have to do before I really start gluing a lot of stuff on is get the hull sides on. I'm kind of skipping past the running gear, mainly because I don't want to keep hitting those as I'm doing this and possibly running the risk of snapping them or forcing them or twisting them. So we're kind of building out a sequence again. But that's nothing new on this channel now, is it? Yeah, so I got to put the lower hull sides on because that's too much play to me. If I glue this on and it sets up too much to the left or too much to the right, it's going to throw off everything else. But putting the hull sides on won't affect the fit of the running gear because I still have to put fenders and stuff on that, but I want to make sure that my lower hull is squared up. And it's easier to do when you don't have every single detail part attached. How you doing, George? I decided to take my time getting ready this morning. So I've got those. Got the front driver's position.
George Davis 7629 said, haha, was a bit of a rush for me this morning. Managed to get the bus to work on time though.
Well, that's good then. Okay. So I'm going to need this and the rear hatch in order to make sure I get the hull sides aligned properly. Hey, as long as you got to work on time and, you know, the boss didn't get on you and there's no red on you, then you're good to go. The lower rear hull section. There it is. Now this shouldn't affect me fitting in any of the other parts. But before I glue anything really, I gotta make sure that if I have any holes that need to be drilled, I've got those. I'm not seeing anything that says drill holes here. Okay. Other than that, I'm just trying to stay warm. Seems like there's a flu bug going around my work, so hopefully I don't get it. Glad I'm off today just in case. Which has just got me concerned since I've had kind of a cold flu type headache going all day today. You know that feeling you get when you know you're coming down with something? Yeah, I have to scrape that more when it dries. But at least it's sticking properly. These fit in here because you got that recessed channel right on the other side of those, like that.
At George Davis 7629 said, I'll have fun.
Oh, I'm not having fun. Not with that anyway. Okay. See, let me get this glued on first. Every little thing to help keep these sides lined up. Then I should be able to drop the floor in from above. Then we can start working on all the little bits. Other than that, it's really quiet in here today. How much of this shit's going to be buried behind stuff, and how much do I have to fill? I forgot about all these. Now they're going to be visible. And we're not going with the UV putty this time. It's too hard to sand for this kind of stuff. And the surfacer takes a little too long to cure. Everybody always gets on Trumpeter about their sink marks and injector marks. Dragon's no fucking saint either.
George Davis 7629 said, haha AFV Club, just stick M wherever they feel like.
AFV Club, even today, still uses a lot of other companies' kits. Their AAV7 is the Hobby Boss kit with no interior.
Davis 7629 said, then made Ben quite hard to spot.
Yeah. We're not going for perfect filling, I just want to be sure that they're not jumping out at us. Because this is an open-top vehicle. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, just feel really, really tight today. The forecast is cleared up. There's supposedly no snow or rain for the next week now, when we went from having snow and rain forecast every day for the next week. Let's see what it says now. Possibly rain tomorrow.
At George Davis 7629 said, does that Tamaya putty sand well?
Oh yeah, sands smooth as hell. Okay. C42. I'll work on the driver's panel here at least. Maybe do some floorboard stuff. Because when we build this, we're going to build lower hull, upper hull, then all the framework. And those will be our sub-assemblies for painting, because then we got to paint the interior, put that together, touch up where we can, then paint the exterior. Go. Gas mask canister. It dries pretty quick. We might be able to sand it in about an hour. 43. Well, there's the steering wheel. And now the steering arm. There it is. And then I need 42. I think I'm beginning to recall why I didn't finish this originally. I ran out of time for it. And then as I moved around, it got dropped and tossed and parts were lost. I always thought it was funny how the steering wheels in these weren't straight up and down like in a car, but they're mounted like that. There we go. I need the B sprues. Those are the D sprues. Okay. Another piece to help align things. I should probably wait until I get the hull sides on before I do that, because this can go a lot of wrong ways. All right. Sorry, just looking at the floor. Yeah, there's no locating pins on here, but you can see where for other variations of the kit, they have you drill shit out. But not for the basic seats. Unless... Okay, those do sit proud. Take one of these off. 20. Number 20. You will be the back. This one. It doesn't say anything about drilling the holes out. These should be the same. These two I know I'm okay. The back one's slightly larger. I'm just making sure I've got these in the right part of the hull so they don't cause any fit issues when the upper hull goes on with all the rest of the crap attached to it. Okay. D5. And I'm just going to take this one at a time and keep double checking the spacing on those floor holes before I glue it in. You working on anything interesting lately, George? So what's the other back one? 19. That one also needs a D5. Yeah, for some reason it feels like I'm making progress to nothing right now. Because it feels like every time I think I've got an idea for progression on the parts, I have to stop and fix something that wasn't done right initially. Yep, perfect. These are the same too. Okay. 22. D6. When I was looking at these, it was either order this one or the Pioneer version with the little portable bridges on the sides of it. From what I remember, that Pioneer one comes with a lot of extra stuff too, like landmines, grenades in their cases, things like that. Like a ton of extra stuff. Okay, now one of these. This is why I was double checking, because these holes are closer together than these holes for the front and the rear. I wanted to be sure I was getting the right ones for the right spot. Locking up again. Great. Yeah. It'll be alright. Definitely not building this one in 2 hours, that's for sure. Who's that over there? Oh, it's Frank. Yeah, these are slightly longer than the rear ones. So you definitely don't want to mess those up. Check your pins, do them in order, and be sure you drill out your locating holes, because the instructions don't remind you to, but they are there. Hey Jeff, how you doing?
Said, hey, what's up?
We're just working on an old German half-track.
Jeff Walls my dash train rolled me, said okay you.
Been better, feeling a little tight from the weather.
Said looking good. Jeff Walls my dash train rolled me, said fun.
Hi Allie. Surrounded by our kitty cats. Yeah. Arnie's not happy though. I took his bubble wrap lined Amazon box out of here.
Jeff Walls my dash train rolled me, said at least your kids are bigger than my Engage models lol.
That's not always. Excuse me, I'm getting the burps right now. Ugh. That's not always a positive thing.
Jeff Walls my dash train rolled me, said ouch.
I'll have to do some researching and see what color these seat cushions were, because there was either the dark black brown leather covers, or there's wooden slats, and then there's whatever the hell this is, so gotta look into that. Excuse me. Let's see how these are. They should do okay now. Just got to be sure to not sand off the minimal locating lines that are there. Yep, it's been about an hour too. This will not be a fast build, I'll tell you that. Honestly, probably broken up into a couple weeks. I also need to keep my eyes open for Vincent when he goes on sale. It's going to be any time now. I'm going to let that dry a little longer while I sand the other side. And there I am sanding on top of that part that I just glued everything to. Checking on something. The recovery AAV was supposed to be here today. It just left Wyoming at 4 in the morning. So I really don't think it'll be here today. Yeah, now it's saying Tuesday. Figured. It just now got to Salt Lake City. And that's another kit that's on par with this one, but much, much more involved. So it's possible we might not get to that or the M60 build until probably February. I don't really know. The way this year alone has gone by, fuck, it feels like it was just July, guys, doesn't it? Like, seriously, weren't we just in July? It feels like 3 months disappeared somewhere. I know I can't be the only one feeling that, you know, how can it be December already? We're only 3 weeks into the year. So I'm going to glue these walls in first, so that way I can have them aligned, and then we'll put all the details on. That'll allow me to glue this in now to have it adjustable too. Couple little hiccups and bumps, but overall the kit's going together well. About as good as you can expect from a early 2000s Dragon kit. Very nice. And then I should be able to fit this in regardless. I'll just get it before we start gluing stuff on the wall. But yeah, that should just drop right in. Like that. But if I did this right, this top half should almost fit on perfectly with no major adjustments. I'm not gonna glue it on, I'm just gonna test fit it. But even right now, I should just be able to lightly set this on, and everything almost lines up. Yep, not in a little bit of tape and some patience adjusting it, can't fix. You okay, Allie? Hmm? I'm using the flat surface to push and make sure that these are flat through here where those joins are. This is why I left the seats and the gear shifts out. I can easily just stick those in right there. I'm gonna have to research some of the arrangement of this stuff, because they have a mark here for something, but that gets in the way of it. And I know everything's in the right spot because it locked in and sat down perfectly. Yep. And what's cool, and it's part of what I want to try and incorporate into this, if the frame doesn't get in the way, is they actually give you a partial tarp. So I want to put that up and maybe make the bow stringers for the other part where it's not all the way on. They give you a driver, pretty static and unenthusiastic figure. I've seen modern teenagers with more enthusiasm. A25, okay. Am I still live? Everything looks like it reset. Yeah, it says I am. Okay. If I do another half track of this type, it might be the infrared searchlight one by AFE Club. I'm going to get this one done first. A12. And the other decision I have is seats with the molded in springs on the back, or do I use the photo etch ones that you can glue on? It makes the seat look a little more worn. Or do I just use these ones, which have a natural sag to them? I've always been in the camp of don't use photo etch unless you absolutely have to. And honestly, this is one of those times where I don't think I have to. D14. I might go back after I get everything that I know is glued on glued on. And then brain fart? No. Scrape off any remaining, like, alignment marks for other parts for other kits. There's that stowed MP40 B5. That's a C sprue, not a B. That's A. I'm just working my way through the alphabet, guys. Oops. Dropped it. Come on, get up there in the hole. Really? You fidgety little bugger. There. And yes, I'll be able to paint all these after everything's assembled. Wow, this is becoming very strange. It's calling for alignment marks that aren't there for some of these. So this has to go forward more, because that's spare mags. Okay. Alright, now I'm not being a tosser. It's been a while since I built a dragon kit from the early 2000s.
busy builder said hello. At the busy builder, 4071 said hello.
There we go. I'm gonna get the other side for this one glued in just so I know I've got it. There we are.
At George Davis 7629 said bit late, but doing the AFV Club FB 4005.
Gotcha. And that's the one with the big ass boxy turret on it that never actually entered service, right? A13, A6. What the hell? Oh, there it is. This one is A6, which will be the forward one. Does it glue to A13? Yeah, that's 13. I don't know if I'm supposed to glue these together or what. It looks like it. Guess we'll find out. Pretty girl. Yeah. One kit I'd like to get my hands on again if I could find it cheap enough is the old M35 fuel truck by AFE Club. That was fun. That front grille was a nightmare to do, but it was fun. That was one of the kits I recall building as a youngster that challenged the shit out of me in terms of my ability to really do fine control stuff. There we go. Excuse me. Whoops. Oh well. But the next stream day will be Friday. Then after that it'll be Sunday, Monday again. Good girl. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, you won't ever be out in a snowbank ever again. Oh yeah. Excuse me again. Oh my god. Something about this music right now reminds me of that guy that's doing the rounds on like TikTok and shit. Climbs up shit with a cello and just randomly does like death metal cello. But it's not even that, it's just random smacking it with the bow. It's crazy but funny as hell. Whoa. Yeah, I didn't know if I'd need to, but I'm glad I did fill those. Because they might just be slightly visible, especially after we start painting. Excuse me. Oh. There's that one. 7. Now, when it comes to armor kits, I almost always do the inside first, and then I handle all the outside. That way I'm not breaking stuff. Give me a second, I'll get some more music going. Then after I get these levers put in, we'll take a break, come back, probably start working on the inside of the upper hull here, on what we need for that. So give me just a moment. So maybe one of you guys could help sleuth it out, because I'm having difficulty finding it. I've seen it for sale in one spot. It's a brand called DDA Collectibles, and they are doing a line of plastic Mad Max cars. They've got the red station wagon and the two versions of the yellow standard interceptors that you see everybody running around in at the beginning of the first film. And the only place that stocks them so far is out of stock. No place else is showing up. Not eBay, not Amazon, nothing. Okay, seats. So yeah, we'll let that dry for a minute. We'll come back, put these seats together, and then start working on the upper hull. Because the sooner we can get all that together and painted, then we can start working on all this. So I'm gonna pause the vid real quick and I'll be right back. I need to move around some. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, I'm not messing around with the photo etch seats and shit on this. I'm just going to use these ones that have the spring in them, and these ones. That way they work. The detail's there. It's a neat idea. I just don't want to have to fight the photo etch part to fit over the bulge in the back of the seat. I could probably just push on it with the back of a toothbrush, or not toothbrush, paintbrush handle, but it's still getting that just right. We are a bit quiet today, aren't we? Do I need to turn up the music? There we go. That is the lower hull interior, for the most part, finished. Aside from painting. which we will get to. But so far, everything's fitting together really well, minus that one part of the front here that was all out of wonk. Next subassembly looks like it'll be the MG position that goes in the front here. Frank's still passed out on the couch. I don't even think he notices that I left to go on my break. Allie followed me right up the stairs. Hey, Davos is here. How you doing?
G Davos said just lurking on Twitch.
That's cool. Yeah, everybody seems to be a little quiet today.
09G Davos said still watching on YouTube though.
Whatever floats your boat. Today might be a slightly shorter stream than normal anyway. Because I gotta let a lot of shit dry before I can go forward with any painting and stuff. This is literally one of those models you have to build from the inside out. Whoop. I just like knowing there's live people here, so if I feel like babbling about something, I can. Get in your slot. Don't slide out of your slot. Get in your slot and stay in your slot. I was mentioning earlier how it feels like this year just disappeared. It's like I literally felt like July was just a couple months ago. Or is that just me being old and crazy now? Can't fit my nippers in there. I'm also going to have to do some hunting around before I start painting. The paint schemes for this one are rather uninspired. It just looks like gray, yellow, or if I do the other version with the Pack 36, yellow. So I saw a couple of interesting ones online when I was just researching the subject a little bit. I might put those markings on it. So it'd be base dark yellow with the green and red-brown striping, and then a name on the armored air intake covers on the side. And I watched The Dark Tower last night. I've read the books, so yes, I know exactly how the movie is considered bad. My wife, however, had not read the books. And I think she actually enjoyed it. On a technical level, it's not a bad film. And if you didn't know it was based on the Stephen King books, you probably would have had no problem putting two and two together in it. But I saw where they stole bits and pieces from all the different books, like the Wolves of the Calla, things like that, and kind of mishmashed it together to make this story that honestly didn't work for me. Now I kind of wish Amazon had actually gone through and made that series they were planning, because it was supposed to start out in the book that Roland tells all of the members of his group what happened at the beginning. But yeah, this one was a bit too much of a mashup. C 55, 52, B30. Good God. Oh, 53 goes on to the MG 34. Come on. God, so many little nubs on this part. I don't want it pinging away. I dubbed thee Pingu. Newt newt, motherfuckers. Because I think if I'd even tried putting that in my tweezers, it would have literally gone ping and gone bye-bye. Get that in there, good and square. Another little sub-assembly we'll have to leave off because this snaps into the hole on here. I don't want to risk constantly popping that. C 52. Yeah, 52. Another tiny part. Stay on the tip of the blade. And this is what I try to do when I don't want my parts going fly away on me. Is I have a fresh X-Acto blade and just lightly stab them with it. And that's usually enough to hold it in place until you can get it where you want it. If it behaves. It doesn't always. Just trying to get the cradle for the gun in the right direction. There we go, mostly straight up and down. I need to look at something. I'm gonna put B29 on the hull first. And this looks kind of pain in the assy. We'll probably paint these and then assemble this when we go to do all the painting for inside. Because, yeah, that's also fucky. Yeah, let me get the front plate in there. But I thought I saw something. Hi, Allie. Did I get in your box? There you go. Good girl. Do I bother with putting together the glass? I guess I'm gonna have to. Not very likely to see that, so plop, 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 squish, squish. Oh, and did anyone notice the sub count? We are the number of the beast, unless anyone subbed in the meantime. Yep, still the number of the beast. I'm still evil! And that will go in there once I get the vision ports built and glued on. I just remember these being a right pain in the butt. Because they don't want you to glue them, they want you to have them workable. I wish there was an optional piece I could put in. Yeah, they have you start all over again with this step for the Pack 36 version. Interesting. Okay. So let's give this a try. I need W1. And I have to refer to the instructions for the part shape because they molded these in clear, so I can't exactly tell where I'm supposed to cut. Now this part I can understand being clear because it is a armored block. Might have to see how skilled I can get with the liquid mask on that one. W5. Because this is supposed to be the inner mechanism. And this gets glued into this. Got that upside down. That goes there. This. Ow. Now the real fun part will be how hard is that going to be to remove after I paint it. It should be pretty easy. Just running a good thick layer of liquid mask on the vision block. We'll do the other one on the sprue and then we'll move to something else while that cures. the ones for the side too. Should have done this first before I even started gluing things together. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Really tight knuckles. Keep. Yeah, we can put a couple more little things on the outside of the hull while this dries up. We can put the engine doors on, we can put the armored covers. I can get the other seat back cushions on the inside that I didn't do. Because I'm an insane shrew. Oh, wait. But yeah, it looks like the AAV kit's going to be here tomorrow. We'll have that set aside while we're working on this one. And I'll look for some figures to put with this tonight, because it's a late war vehicle. And like I said, the supplier on Amazon that I found them through originally, they fucked me over before. Hobby Link, spelt with a C at the end instead of a K. And one time they sent me the wrong thing, and then when it was returned, they said they sent the right thing. I never got it, had to refund it and order it from somebody else. And then the second time I ordered something for Ares, it never showed up. And it kept getting pushed back, and pushed back. I'm like, nope, give me my money. So I check my suppliers now. That is turning out real tight though, isn't it? That looks like a really nice build. For now. I am being kind of sloppy about it still. I don't want to put the fenders on yet, because those... I'll just need the workspace when I go to put the suspension on. 16 goes on the passenger side. So I'm going to see what wartime photos I can find of this particular weapon setup and find an interesting one to kind of mimic, or to at least inspire for the finish. Excuse me. Excuse me. Shame there's no engine in there, though. No, I don't want to put one in it right now, either. So far, a pretty chill but challenging build. Not for a beginner, though. Definitely for somebody who knows how to kind of read ahead, because there's pitfalls. Excuse me. Ugh. Got a case of the crazy yawns again. Now I'm putting the glue on from the back. step back a couple steps. Excuse me again. We're going to make the front suspension. Well, that yawn made my eyes water. Ugh. $20, $25. Okay. So, this straddles that. Okay. I'm going to glue everything but the very tip. So I'll just put a dot of glue here in the middle real quick, just to hold it together. These don't have a tie rod, do they? I don't think so. Oh yeah, they do. Okay. Just gotta be really damn careful doing this. 30. So like that, and you go like that. Okay, you go like that. Got it. Okay. Just a little bit right there. Make sure none got into there. Now the other one. 55. Hell. The funny thing is, the front wheels on this only steered. They had no actual like drive traction. There's no drive shaft going to them. And most of the steering was done by the tracks through a hydraulic steering mechanism, kind of like a Kettenkrad. Oh, damn it. Got glue in that one.
At the model student.
Hey, model student.
Howdy. Stayed up till 3, got up at 8, went down for a short siesta 2 hours ago. Go figure.
I was wondering why you were up so early.
Going together nicely.
I remember I woke up and you posted that. I'm like, what is he still doing awake? I can't do that anymore. Even if I was retired and I had absolutely no responsibilities whatsoever, I still wouldn't do that anymore. Doing that hurts too much. It creates the angry brain noises.
7,629 said, "Hey student."
And we don't like the angry brain noises. Come on, get back in there. Alright, we'll hook up the tie rod, so just in case that does wind up screwing us and locking it in place, at least they're set at the right angles. Yeah, you've already missed 2.5 hours. I was wondering where you were. You have been drinking too much vodka while you're making your Russian urban assault vehicles.
Model student 20 said, "I was making trees and starting the paint on the gas body."
I need no such excuses for your absence.
At the model student 20 said, "I've lost my sense of time."
That's one of the reasons that I could never do that if I was retired, because my sense of time is screwed up enough as it
The
is.
model student 20 said, "Rolling on the floor, laughing emoji, rolling on the floor, laughing emoji, rolling on the floor, laughing emoji."
Like, I could have sworn this year just started and I just turned 49 like a month ago. No, it's fucking December. How is it December when this year just started? pivot and steer.
Yes, your excuses are worthless to me.
I'm sure any Russian viewers I have are going to leave now. I think I've got a surprising amount of those too lurking in the background. I want to say that should go back like that. Because it can't just sit there like that. Not without something to put on it. Not without some sort of retainer. Yeah, it does go in there. Okay.
The model student 20 said, I was trying to find a short where everything that the girl's shopping for turns into vodka. It's hilarious.
I think I've seen it a long time ago. Or, the way this year's going, I could have seen it last week. I don't know anymore. Does it just go right on the top? It does. I think. Yeah, it does. There's the little notches right there for those. Okay. Yay, I got it. I blindly put it together without really thinking about it. So we have turning, we have pivoting. Not that it'll matter, it'll probably be locked in place once I put it on a base, but I don't know what that base is going to entail, so the more options the better. But as I stated before, this will be one of the longer, more involved builds. We probably won't get to the old school build until after the new year at the earliest, like sometime mid-January. Oh, and I just saw now, Remember how we're always joking about AK and all MiG and ammo always having redundantly useless products? They now have anti-slip paste that you stipple on the model to create a anti-slip texture. I swear, need a fluid for everything. I need to look that up and see what the price of it is. Believe it or not, you can even do the anti-slip with regular paint at the right consistency. You don't even need Mr. Surfacer. You don't need that stuff. You can do it with regular paint or even liquid cement. It's too late in the day for coffee for me, but I might crack another Mountain Dew here in a minute. But we're near the end too. Gotten as far as I can today. I need to let things set up and dry. And I'm getting hungry. It's lunchtime. Bagel sandwich calls my name. These tires are pretty good though out of the box. Excuse me again. Ugh. There we go. Do.
At the model student 20 said, I haven't textured anything yet. I will try it on something soon.
No worries. We're about to wrap up anyway.
I'll go to the beginning after we're done.
I'll definitely have to flatten these wheels on some sandpaper or something. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up. We skipped doing all the suspension. We threw all this crap out since you're not gonna see it. So we didn't even... I started putting these together, looked at it and said, wait a minute, fuck off. So I threw that out. Then we skipped and we did some of the interior in order to get the floor and lower hull together.
That was me today, and Yonington III.
And I want to be able to watch a movie when we're done here too. So these will wait until we paint the interior down here. I started putting these together for the vision blocks, but I want the liquid mask I put on to fully cure first, so I can finish putting them together. Then we got to put all the crap in the upper hull. Then we can start the first round of painting, so painting the interior. And then the fun part will be the tracks. Because they don't even tell you to do them until step 19. And then this and this is all the different steps for when you're doing the Pack 36 version, which we're not doing. So yeah, I want to let this dry overnight. We'll come back Friday if not possibly earlier. Throw all the crap in the upper hull here, put the vision blocks in place, get everything painted, and then we'll start working on the suspension and rocket pods and lower hull on the outside. But that's how it's looking so far. It's going to be a fun little model when it's done up, I think.
As a model student, 20 said you got a fair bit from
I really did. That's really not terrible for 3 hours on a 2004 Dragon kit. I just had to read ahead and kind of figure out what really needed to be done first as opposed to what might need to be done. Because their order of assembly is kind of weird. They have you gluing the floor in, but there's so much slop in the floor. If you don't have these glued in, you could easily have it too far left or right, throwing off the entire build. So I just looked ahead, saw what was necessary to align everything, and then went with that route. Yeah, we're going to wrap up today. We'll be back Friday. Probably around the same time. I keep trying to get a little earlier, but I also keep remembering that I'm really enjoying quiet mornings lately, so I'll keep you in the loop of any changes. Keep an eye out during the week too. There's a possibility I could be on Wednesday, or even tomorrow. I'm not working late all week, and then I'm off again Sunday and Monday. So we'll see how it goes then. If anything, no, I have to wait till I get the road wheels on, so that way I can put the track together. Since I can work on the track off stream, I just don't know how many links I need per side. And without the suspension assembled, that's boring.
09G Davos said see ya builder.
Or maybe I can do the suspension off stream and get that going. Spare you having to watch me glue all these little bastards together.
As George Davis 7629 said later student.
But if I can get the trumpeter 72nd scale Famo tracks together and workable, I can do these.
As a model student 20 said the gas has me painting the cooling and assembling at the same time right now.
That's what this is going to have, because I've got to paint the inside, decal the gauges, put things together, and then paint the outside. So, same process. Okay, I found something else I've got to take off. These little locating ribs. They actually keep from fitting flush. Okay. Great.
As a model student 20
Alright.
said
But
later
yeah, I'll see y'all later. It's been a good solid stream today. Almost 3 hours. We got, like I said, for a Dragon kit, we got a lot done. So, I will see you all at least by Friday, and if not earlier.